This street's called ulica Grójecka, which is one of the main streets, I think fair to say, main entrances or exits. This is the road you take when you want to go to Kraków or to Warsaw or to Katowice. So it's got some quite big names there. My mind's just gone back to like 2000, 2001, 2002 even. I had a girlfriend, lived in Warsaw, and I used to go down there to see her on a Friday night. I'd drive down there. When I think about it now, it's an incredible waste of time. Not particularly as the way things worked out. But I used to go down there all the time in the car. But what a journey down there. It used to be at like, well, I was rarely at this time, 1926, it would be a bit late to be leaving, so it would take about 5 hours, 5.5, depends on which car I was driving. Sometimes I take the train is much easier. Much easier. Although even the train though, I think it was 4.5 hours it was in the fast train. Ironically, actually train tickets now are much cheaper than they were then. So not only have wages and as the value of money actually decreased, I suppose, or whatever, but it's much cheaper to buy a train ticket. So I very strongly recommend the train, particularly as the cost of fuel is now double what it was since then. So right, we have more roadworks. There's no shortage of roadworks in Poland. Although some of the roadworks is probably something to do with the, I don't know, something else. The country's being rebuilt, or built in many cases. We're seeing that as I go south, I think. But so what? Great. I mean, something's getting done. It's looking better all the time. I've left actually a bit later than what I originally planned on doing. I had a meeting, and it was one of these meetings that got me really fired up. And in a way, had it not been for the fact that I'm going now to Hungary, then I'd have been sat in front of the computer all weekend, which I normally do anyway. But I'd have been sat in front of the computer trying to put things together, and so it's a very exciting meeting. Not anything will come of it, but it's given me ideas, which is also important. Another thing about ideas is you have to have the time to realise them. Another set of lights. I'm not going to race to the red light. Completely pointless. Although there are people who do like to race the red lights, like that one there, titanium. And guess what? It's still red by the time he gets there. So congratulations on getting to the red light first. So we've got the third set of lights, also red, and obviously there's another race to see who can get to the red lights first. There was an interesting thing on the right. I don't know if you saw that, probably didn't. There was a magpie chasing off a number of hooded crows, and in my garden I saw 2 magpies attack 1 hooded crow. So it's clearly something they do around here locally. In the United States, I got a film. Unfortunately, it was with the camera I'm filming now, so which wasn't much good for the distance. But a film of a solitary crow attacking a hawk. Crows will mob hawks, but I think it was quite unusual to see a solitary crow doing that. off the land on the right I tried to buy a number of years ago. Unfortunately, it didn't come through, and so somebody who it did come through for made a lot of money on that. But sometimes I see things I went for and then it didn't come off, and then I'm glad they didn't. So it's sometimes it would have worked out, and other times it wouldn't. This area, I think, would be fair to say, is a comparatively new area. On the right, we have the first self-storage place in Warsaw. I think it's the first self-storage place in Poland, for that matter. It's a business I know a little bit about. Not a lot, but a little bit. This time the lights are green. Now we're coming up to the area of the airport, and as you can see, the airport in Warsaw is quite close to the centre. There's not many towns where you've got an airport so close to the centre. Berlin is an exception, and I think we're very fortunate to have the airport so close. Although a new airport's now being built at, or I don't know how far it's been built, or it's been considered, which is at Modlin, which is about 35 kilometres to the north. So I suppose that's where the cheap things are going to be flying into, and while the more expensive ones will be coming in here. There's normally traffic jams here. I don't know why you get traffic jams here and not when we had the empty street in, for example, Grójecka earlier. See, the lights here are much lower because this is where the flight path is, and we may see a plane coming over, or we may not, as the case may be. Now, the traffic jams here, I don't know why, but usually on a Friday night, as I recall, used to be about 5 or 6 kilometres. In fact, there was times when I'd deliberately I'd leave late to avoid them. Having said that, when I was leaving late, this would probably be not the time I would have been leaving, so it wouldn't have done me much good. I suspect that the jams are worth around 6 o'clock, although I don't really know. It's now 1937. So that 40 km/h speed limit is obviously there for a joke, because at the moment we're not even touching 20. So on the left there's a good view of the runway and the airport, but as I've mounted the camera you can't see it, so again you're going to have to take my word for it. I'm glad to say that that squeaky noise is not this car but the one behind it, beside it.